Well, Secretary Clinton, you've just stepped off the stage here at Carl Hayden High School. Thank you so much for sitting down with us here at Sonoran Living. There were banners flying in that gymnasium. Women for Hillary, Latinos for Hillary, and then of course your sign was waving, fighting for us.
Right.
What does that mean?
You know, it really means that I want to bring the country together to knock down all the barriers that stand in the way of any American fulfilling his or her God-given potential. Whether it's economic barriers, you know, a lot of people don't have access to good jobs with rising incomes. Women are still not paid equally for the work we do. Education barriers, the affordability of college, student debt, healthcare barriers. As I've traveled around the country, that's what I hear about. You know, people, they're not asking to be given a free ride. They're asking to be given some support so that they can do the best for themselves and their families. And that's what we believe America offers, and that's what I want to see us do again.
And you are about to welcome your second grandchild.
Yes, I am.
How exciting. What does Charlotte, what does your grandbaby Charlotte call you?
She calls me Grandma.
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 Oh, and the second baby coming right around election time, so a little bit of anxiety, I can imagine, going on there. But when you look, I mean, since the 1970s, you've been fighting for the rights of women and children and families in particular. Why is that so important for you?
You know, I think, Susan, it's because my mother had such a difficult life. She was basically rejected by her family, and by the age of 14, she was out working as a housemaid to support herself. And I just was so in awe of her resilience and her ability not to be bitter, but to try to provide a loving home for my family. And I had all these blessings because she worked so hard, and my dad worked so hard. He was a small businessman. And I feel really grateful. And so when I got to be a young adult, I went to law school, and I thought, what can I use my talents most for? And that's when I went to work for the Children's Defense Fund, because I wanted to help kids like my mom, you know, kids who were left out and left behind because of poverty or disability or neglect or abuse or whatever it might be. And that still is what motivates me every day.
And so as President Barack Obama prepares to leave office as the first African-American president, you would possibly become the first female president. Is America ready for that?
I hope so, because I think it's important to look at the qualifications of a candidate. I'm not asking anybody to vote for me just because I'm a woman. I believe my experience is really what the country needs right now. Somebody's going to walk into that Oval Office in January of 2017, and they're going to have to immediately be not only president and worry about the economy and education and health care and all the other challenges, but they're also going to be commander-in-chief. And I think that, you know, I am prepared to assume that very weighty set of responsibilities. So although I don't ask anyone to vote for me because I'm a woman, I do think it's an asset being a woman. I think that my experiences as a daughter, as a wife, as a mother, as a grandmother, bring a broader perspective to what life is like and how challenging it is for so many families right now. And I have fought my entire life to level the playing field, to give people a real chance to get the most out of their own lives, and that's what I would do as president.
My husband and I are raising twin daughters ourselves, so I get that. Let's talk to parents there who are raising daughters. What would a vote for you mean for their daughter's future?
It would mean that a mother or a father could say to their daughter, you can be anything you want, even President of the United States. And that's a big, big deal. You know, I have little girls, 7, 8, 9 years old, come and say, I didn't know there'd never been a girl president. Or there's a placemat that you can find at some restaurants, and it has all the presidents. And I literally have little girls coming and their parents telling me that we were at dinner and our daughter was looking and saying, there's no girls here. So when you cannot imagine yourself in a role, it's hard to think about what you can become. And it's not that everybody's going to end up running for, even wanting to be president, but it breaks that highest and hardest of glass ceilings. And so many other countries around the world have had women leaders. Right now, you know, the leader of Europe is Angela Merkel from Germany, and yet we still have found it hard to really come to grips with it. I feel much better about the campaign this time. I feel like so many more people are willing to say, hey, let's look at the candidate and judge that person on her or his merits. And so I feel like this is possible.
You just said it in your rally. Tomorrow is a big day.
Yes, it is.
It's a big day. As Democratic voters head to the polls tomorrow and Republican voters head to the polls tomorrow, what message do you want them to think about when they walk into that very important decision and cast their ballot?
I want voters here in Arizona to really think about this as a job they are hiring somebody to do. Everybody running has something that you might like, something you don't like. There's a broad range of views that are being presented in this campaign. But ask yourself, for you, your family, particularly your children, the next generation, who do you really believe is prepared to do the job? A steady, predictable hand on our presidency. Who will look out for you? Who will make your lives better? Who will keep our country safe? Who will do everything to unite us, not divide us into us and them? And I believe if voters really think hard about that, they will support me, and that would mean the world to me, to earn the votes of people in Arizona.
You've racked up a lot of firsts in your career. I mean, the first student at Wellesley College to deliver the commencement speech, the first female partner at Rose Law Firm, the first female U.S. Senator in New York. You're a Scorpio. You're motivated. Do you just have to be first?
No, you know, I never thought I'd be in politics. I thought I would be in service. That's what I wanted to do when I went to work for the Children's Defense Fund. That's what I did when I chaired the Legal Services Corporation, when I advocated for health for everybody, when I've been on the front lines of so many of these fights around the world for women and girls to have equal rights. I've always believed that I should stand up and use my voice to really amplify the voices of those who might not otherwise be heard. I don't have to be first. It would be a first if I were fortunate enough to be elected president. It matters to me what I do with the jobs that I am given. And, you know, I believe strongly that if you get up every day committed to trying to help other people, that's not only a great way to make some positive changes, but it's a really satisfying way to live a life. And that's what I want to do.
When you're not on the campaign trail, what do you like to do?
Hang out with my family, particularly my granddaughter. I am just enthralled by her. Both Bill and I are totally head over heels, madly in love with her. And it's so fascinating to watch how she develops. But, you know, this is what I always say, Susan. You've got twins, and I now have one, soon to have 2 grandchildren. We'll do anything for our children and our grandchildren. We will stand up for them. We will work for them. We want them to have every opportunity to make the most out of their own lives. But that's not enough. You see, I really believe that for your twins, for my granddaughter, it matters what kind of country she becomes an adult in and what kind of world is out there waiting. And so that's why I feel so strongly we've got to provide opportunities for other kids to get ahead, to lead peaceful, productive lives, to do well in school, to have the chances that I want for, you know, my grandchild. That's what I was brought up to believe, that America did better than anybody else in the world. And I want us to always do that better than anybody else in the world.
Thank you so much. And really quickly, what's in your iPod? Do you listen to music?
I listen to a lot of music, and right now, I have to tell you, I am obsessed with Adele. That makes
I am too.
That makes me like so many millions of other people
Do you try to sing
in the
it
world.
too?
Oh, I do. I do. I have one of the worst voices on record.
No.
But I so love to sing. In fact, I used to sing a lullaby to my daughter every night before she went to sleep until she got old enough to say a few words. And literally when she was like 18 months old, I'm reading and singing to her. I was singing Moon River. I remember it very well. We were looking out at the moon. She puts her little finger on my mouth. She goes, "No sing, Mommy, no sing." So I can't.
So you knew you didn't have a career.
I did not have a career, but I love it. So Adele is my current all-time favorite.
And anything that you would like our viewers to know about you that maybe we don't know?
just that I will work my heart out for you. Whatever the challenges you think we have in our country, I will try my best every single day to help us overcome those challenges, to get us back unified as a country, working together, solving problems that will help all of us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.